Hello folks, Joe with Smokin Joe's BBQ. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be making some smoked meatballs. This is one of my family's favorite meals to eat. It's real simple, guys, but very, very tasty. I'm going to be smoking these meatballs on my Yoder YS640 smoker. I've already got that thing warming up. So it doesn't take very long, guys. This total cook time is probably maybe 35 minutes tops. I've got my smoker set at 275. And I'm going to show you what I put inside my my meatballs. So I'm going to use about 2 pounds of ground beef, guys. This is the ground beef that I get from a buddy of mine, and it's about 90% lean, guys. It's a very, very lean ground beef that I buy. And you know, when we make tacos or something at home, the amount of fat that's on this ground beef is minimal. So we're pretty happy with that. So you're not going to get you're not going to get a lot of, the ground beef won't shrink on you a whole lot, like it will if you buy 80 or even 70% lean meat. If you do buy a little bit fattier meat, the meatballs will shrink on you. So something you gotta watch, obviously, you know, depending on what size you want your meatballs. Make sure to get a piece of plastic in here. There it is. All right, so guys, I got my 2 pounds of ground beef in the mixing bowl here, and to that, real simple ingredients, guys. You all know how I feel about the Heath Riles rubs, and that's what I'm going to use today. I've got the garlic jalapeno, I've got the everyday rub, and I've got the peach rub as well. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the garlic jalapeno and the everyday rub. I'm going to add only 1 tablespoon of the peach rub. I don't want the meatballs excessively sweet. Not that this rub is very sweet, but you know, I just want a good flavoring of this, so I'm only going to put 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to add a tablespoon of thyme and a tablespoon of oregano, but I am going to crush that before I put it in. I'm going to add a little bit extra salt. Again, one of the nice things about the Heath Riles rubs, guys, is they're not overly salty. So those of you guys that don't like salt or watching your salt intake, highly recommend these rubs. I'm going to add a couple pinches of salt just for flavor. I'm also going to add 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. These are Italian style. Simply put, guys, it's got a little bit of herbs in it. Nothing too crazy. So that's why adding a little bit of your favorite rubs is going to work good with this meatballs. I'm also going to add a couple of eggs as a binder, if you will. And essentially, guys, that's what's going to go inside my ground beef. Real simple, guys. Real quick to make. I'm going to add. I'm actually going to use just some store-bought spaghetti sauce and my spaghetti noodles here. Again, if you guys make your own spaghetti sauce, more power to you guys. But you know, I'm just going to use a store-bought spaghetti sauce. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ingredients in here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to roll my meatballs so you guys can see that. And I'm also going to show you the basket that I'm going to use to put the meatballs inside my smoker. So stay tuned, guys. Let me put all this stuff in here, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, just a quick interruption here. I wanted to correct myself. I only added 1 tablespoon of these rubs. Once I added the rubs, I looked at it and felt that it was enough rubs. I didn't need to add enough of the rubs, I'm sorry. I didn't need to add an additional tablespoon, so I'm only going to use 1 tablespoon of these rubs here. And I am going to put a little bit more black pepper into this mixture as well. Just kind of eyeball it, guys. That's about right. So I've got my ingredients in here. I'm going to go ahead and mix this. We're going to speed this video up. I'm going to mix this up, and I'll stop it and show you how I'm going to roll the meatballs. So stay tuned. All right, folks, we're back. So I've got the ingredients mixed in. Guys, if you guys don't have one of these baskets, I highly recommend that you get one. This is good for cooking chicken thighs, or in this case, meatballs, vegetables, just to keep them from falling down through the grates of the grill. So guys, I'm just going to show you how to make a couple of these meatballs. Again, I've got all my ingredients mixed in here. One thing I did not mention, guys, is that this ground beef is extremely cold, okay? And that's what you want. You don't want room temperature ground beef, because you know the fat will start to break down. The meatball will get a little slimy, if you will, on the outside. Just the fat that's warming up from your hands. So just warm it up really nice, guys. You can make these any size that you want. You can make them the size of a golf ball, which is kind of what I'm gonna, maybe a little bit bigger. Actually, I'm gonna take some off because I do want them about golf ball size. Okay, just roll and keep rolling them. One thing that you don't want to happen, guys, is for this ground beef to have cracks in it. Okay, if it does have cracks in it, just kind of pinch the meat, and essentially that's it. So just set it down on your basket here. Okay, let me make one more here. Try to keep them all the same size, guys. That way you know that they're going to be done. Again, these aren't going to take very long. Like I mentioned, maybe the total cook time at 275 degrees is about 30 minutes. And I will probe them just to make sure that I'm at the right temperature. So guys, very simple. Again, if you see any cracks on the meatball, try to seal them up, because what's going to happen is these cook, and if there's a crack in the meat, it will split open, and you don't want that. Okay. All right, just like that, guys. That one's a little bit big, but that's okay. They don't have to be exactly the same size, guys. But you guys get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the rest of these meatballs, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop them in the smoker, and I'll bring you guys with me, so stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome back. So we're outside. Again, I got my Yoder YS640 warmed up right at 275, and it's holding steady. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the meatballs in here, and I'm gonna put these on the top rack. Actually, I'm going to put this one like this, and the smaller one, I got 5 more here. Just going to put them like that. Now guys, a lot of you guys probably have a, those of you guys that don't have a Yoder YS640, you probably have a Traeger grill. The only downside to the Traeger grill, which is a great grill, there's nothing wrong with it, you don't have this second shelf. You guys probably only have this lower level. So if you're going to cook these meatballs, you know, just be careful that with your temperature, probably lower your temperature to around 270, 265 or so. That way you don't overly cook them, because they are closer to the heat. So up here they're gonna smoke again for maybe 30 minutes. But you can do this on a drum smoker or any pellet smoker, really. The recipe comes out the same. Just every smoker is a little bit different. Just get to know your smokers. That way you come out with a better product. So guys, I'm gonna give this about 30 minutes, and we'll check in back at that point, so stay tuned. All right, folks, while the meatballs are smoking, got my water boiling for the pasta. Again, you guys probably know how to do this. It's real simple. Just boil some water. To that boiling water, guys, I'm just going to add a pinch of salt, okay, and a little bit of olive oil. There you go, just like that. So, and I'm only using half the box of pasta. The box is a 1 pound box, guys, so I'm using maybe half a pound of the spaghetti noodles, and I'm warming up my sauce again. I'm just using a store-bought spaghetti sauce, but again, like I mentioned earlier, if you can make your own homemade spaghetti sauce, more power to you guys. So these aren't going to cook very long, guys. In fact, the noodles will probably just boil for maybe 10 minutes, and the sauce, I'm just going to keep it warm. So we'll catch back up once I'm ready to pull the meatballs out of the smoker, so stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome back. So the meatballs are done. It actually took about 45 minutes to get to 165 internal temperature. Let them rest for about 5 minutes. So they're ready to go, guys. Let me show you how I'm going to plate this. I've got my spaghetti noodles on my plate here, and I'm just going to grab a couple of these. You know, again, these are about golf ball size, maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put my meatballs on my plate. Got my spaghetti sauce nice and warmed up here. Just going to pour this spaghetti sauce right over the meatballs, just like this. A little bit more sauce. Just like that. Top of that, guys, you got to have spaghetti with Parmesan cheese. So sprinkle some of that on the top of it, just like so. And let's give this a shot, guys. So I'm going to slice it in half and show you what it looks like on the inside. Well, let's spill spaghetti sauce. Nice little smoke ring on there. Still piping hot. So I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller. Give this a shot. Nice and crispy on the outside, guys. but really nice and moist on the inside. Again, pretty good smoke rate. Let me show you this. See that smoke ring right there, guys? Again, this is cooked on my Yoder YS640. Guys, as you can see, it was a very simple recipe. Hope you guys like this, guys. Thanks for those of you guys that have already subscribed to my channel. Believe I'm at 222 subscribers, but definitely appreciate those of you guys that already subscribed to my channel. Hope you like this recipe, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And until next time, guys, we'll see you. Joe with Smokin Joe's BBQ. Thanks, guys. See you.